Morning all. Well, it's the 11th of November, Remembrance Day, and we're off to the hospital to get the results of that biopsy. And then from that, I'm assuming there'll be a plan as to what's going to happen with the hip. Yesterday I stayed at home all day, prattling around making stupid videos and different bits. I must admit I was in rather a lot of pain, but the actual pain was coming from my right knee, whereas when I was cycling it was my left knee. But for some reason yesterday my right knee was absolutely killing me, and I had trouble putting any weight on it. It may have been because I've just been sitting around for most of the day. I don't know, but as I said before, I think we'll get that all sorted at a later date and that. So yeah, so as you can see as well, the sun's just coming out again. I'm not too sure on the forecast. I don't think it's meant to rain today. I think it's just maybe sunny spells and overcast, because it does look rather overcast apart from that little bit of blue sky over there. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do after the hospital. I might go for a bimble around, or I might just come home. I'm really not too sure. We shall see after the hospital. Right, I shall go on with this ride, and I shall probably speak to you when I come out of the hospital, unless I think of anything boring to tell you in the meantime. Right, I shall speak to you later. Goodbye. Well, here we are once again. Alright, let's go and park the bike somewhere. Well, that didn't take 5 minutes. And I got in before the time due, and well, yeah, in and out. Well, the long and short of it is, yes, they found a bug. It's not the Staffy, whatever it is. It's some new one. Oh look, I can't get right, yeah, right. Well, the new bug apparently is called Pseudomonas. Apparently it is another sort of common one, and the reason, well, what he thinks has happened is that that first bug, the Staffy, whatever it is, the antibiotics I was taking for that aren't effective on this new bug. Apparently this new bug sneaks in around the back of all these other infections. So the good news is they know what it is. The bad news, I'm still going to have my the hip removed and a temporary one put in its place, which again is possibly one of 2 surgeries again. So looks like we got at least 2 surgeries to look forward to. The bad news is I'll have to be in hospital for at least 2 weeks. while they administer these antibiotics. But they have to be done 3-4 times a day, I think it is, he said, and they can't be done out of hospital, so they have to be done in hospital. So whether it gets done this year is a different story, because wait for it, the added complication is these 2 cameras, one up my bum and one down my throat. They've got to be done first, he says. He does think as well that the anemia is because of my hip infection, but the type of anemia I've got is associated to some cancer, so hence why they have to do the cameras. I did ask if they could do them at the same time, but obviously he said no, because they don't want the bug jumping from the hip and going into my gut, because, well, obviously that would be really bad news. So I've got to wait for the cameras, and then I think it said it's got to be another 4 weeks after that before he can operate. It's quite a major operation, he says, and I'll be in, well, he said for him it's a good 3 hours in the theatre. So as I said, I don't know, I don't care, I'll be asleep. So yeah, so we just have to wait for that phone call to come through about the cameras, and then see what happens then. To be honest, my main thought at the moment is where can I go? Where can I go with all this time off? Because, well, like I say, it's definitely 4 weeks in between the cameras and the operation. So if anybody's got any ideas, they're more than welcome to drop me a line and let me know where I can go. I don't think it would be anything too strenuous. I am wondering about Paris, maybe. I like France, well, we all know I like France, and it's easy to get to, although I'm not too sure with all this COVID business. Although actually, now saying that, I've got my booster jab on the 8th of December. So yeah, well, that's all for the future. As I say, we'll see what happens. I've just had a thought on the camera thing, because I'm sure originally they said that they'd do the hip first and then do the camera, but apparently that seems to have changed now. Probably because if I've got cancer, they think we don't need to bother with his hip anymore. Maybe, I don't know, just a thought.